Okay, so we're just talking about like people not being straightforward with how they're really feeling. Whether it's here in Japan because we live in Japan, or in America where we're originally from, and we want to know why people choose to hide their true feelings.
That's right.
So,
and, I think that in today's world, most people feel like they can't really just say what they want to say. Everybody's judging in some way inside. So a lot of times it becomes kind of nervous for people to even say what they're really feeling, and so they, I don't know, maybe feel they need to cover it up in some other way.
do you feel that way about yourself?
Nope, I don't.
Not at all?
Nope. If I got something I want to say, I'll say it. But I'm not just rude to people,
What do you think drives people to not just say what they want to say? So the story I was telling you before with the guy. So I guess I'll just say the story again.
She's been dealing with this guy. I don't know the story completely, but I know he's me. No, it's not me. That's what he calls himself.
Yeah, so there's this guy that I met online. We were just texting, and the way he would write the text was like, so what are you doing now? Like implying that he wants to hang out. And based on what he wrote, I don't feel like I was just making assumptions about that. I feel like that's what he's trying to say, like he wants to hang out. But then I wrote, if you want to hang out, just let me know ahead of time because I can't do last minute things. But then he tried to act like that's not what I'm saying, like I don't want to hang out. And so I was just thinking, it made me think, why don't people just say what they want to say?
Mm-hmm.
Say, like, if they want to hang out, just say, I want to hang out. Or if you don't want to hang out, say, I don't want to hang out. But you can obviously make it nicer, more polite. But yeah, so I feel like that happens a lot in Japan too. And so there's like...
Oh, Japan is the central for it.
Yeah, it seems like it's the hub for it. And so, do you know the names of what's the name of the thing that...
In Japan that people do?
Yeah, like Honne...
Honne Tatemae. Honne is the true feeling. And Tatemae is... I looked it up. It took me a long time to even get the concept, but it means like social posturing. What you should do so that things go smoothly in society. So, yeah, they got that big time. So they don't have a problem with the tatemae. Tatemae means, the social posturing. So they'll act like everything's okay, but they hate it, or they strongly dislike it, or they don't agree, but everything's okay, because that will keep everything smooth, and they'll put up with it. I can't really do that. This brings us to the topic of masks. Right? People wear masks. And I'm talking about Batman, but I mean masks, and we all have masks that we wear, but maybe it's time to take them off. You see, I like DC Comics. I'm an avid reader, and think about it. There's some characters in there that wear masks, and there's some that aren't wearing them. And Wonder Woman doesn't wear them. Superman doesn't wear them. Batman has one. Green Lantern also has masks. So what's the deal? What's this concept behind people wearing masks? Why do people wear masks?
Yeah.
In your opinion, what do you?
I guess because people are scared about how other people are going to perceive them, like their true self or whatever. Well, some people wear a mask to help other people, I guess, like in the comics that you're talking about. But then in real life, obviously, there are no superheroes. So...
Whoa, okay. Now we get to the goal. Now we get to the goal in real life. You heard it?
But like in Japan, back to the Japan thing, do you feel like... So have you experienced a lot of this where people act one way around you and you can tell that it's not real?
Yeah, quite often. And if we're dealing with Japanese people, they almost from birth they've been told to smile. So you know you go to the convenience store and you can see the terror in this man's eyes. Like, you know, you think you got the snub nose 38 about to rob the register. Not like I have any experience with that, but that's the fake, you know, the terror's now, but they still smiling because that's what they've been told to do. So that's the social posturing, right? Smile, but fearful as shit.
Well, do you feel like pretty much all of your interactions with Japanese people have been like that?
Yeah. Yeah. No. No. There's. No, I shouldn't say that, because there's those who have broadened their horizons, so to speak. They've traveled abroad. They have friends from foreign countries. So those, or even they work with them, and those people have more of almost a Western style of behaving. So they can toggle between personalities. And I've even talked to people who say, you know what, I actually feel more comfortable with my English speaking me, because my Japanese speaking me is so strict. I have to follow these rules, I have to do that, but I feel more free when I'm speaking English because I have a whole other personality that I step into.
I feel more comfortable speaking English, like they're saying their true feelings.
Right.
That's interesting. So like,
because in Japanese they can't do that.
whoa. So like, your closest Japanese friends, do you feel like they can be completely
Honne.
with you?
Yeah, because you develop a connection with them, and it's almost like our job to say, hey, it's okay to open up. I'm not Japanese. You actually have to tell it, listen, I'm not Japanese. You don't have to be that way. And then they open up, and you get to see more of them, and they find that incredibly liberating, because they can't do that even with their family members sometimes. You know, their families have masks within their roles within their family, and we all do. We all have, that's my brother, that's my sister, that's my mother, father. We play the roles, right? But there should be I don't know, in my personal opinion, there should be there should be a point where you can really let go. You don't have to wear the mask all the time.
How do you tell when they're being tatemae or honne? How can you tell?
You know what? To be honest, I can't do it. Like, I don't know when they're so good at it. They're so good at it. There was this girl once. She was a student, and she wasn't a girl. She was a lady. She played the violin, and she's like, "Come see my violin concert. Here are some tickets." And I was like, "Oh, that's cool. Are you a good player? Are you good?" And she's like, "No, I'm terrible. I want to get better." And I was like, "Well, I'm not gonna. I don't." I had the tickets in my hand, so I'm like, I don't want to go see a not good concert. This girl's beating away on a violin. You're supposed to strum it. So I was like, okay, fine. So I went to see the concert, and she got up there. It's like Mozart was like reborn or something. And so, does Mozart play the violin? No. Okay. Anyway, so anyway, just forget that. So anyway, she's pretty good. So I'm trying to say she's pretty good. And after the thing, people were throwing roses and stuff on the stage and giving her bouquets. After that, I just realized that, you know what, I don't know. I can't distinguish between when someone is actually good at something or not good at something, or when they're really telling the truth. And to be honest, I honestly felt like everybody's lying. Everybody's lying all the time. And so now it's just kind of, I double check. Hey, you ask somebody, you want something to eat? Oh, no, I'm okay. You sure?
Yeah.
Right?
That's how I feel too here. I'm like, do they really mean what they say? Like, I try to like get them to know that, like, you can tell me what you mean. You think with your Japanese friends that you feel close to, it's like a real relationship?
Ooh, that's a good one. Yeah, I would say it would be. Just because I feel like you don't take this the wrong way, but if you deal with Japanese people, you have to be responsible for the connections. You have to be, because they're not going to be able, they're going to do what they were told to do from birth. So if you establish that connection, and they will open up as much as you allow them to. And I'm not saying you got to dominate or control anybody, but you know, it's like they just don't really know what to do in that aspect. They can, you know, they can build a building, you know, 700 feet in the air, but you know, they can't they can't open themselves up and be honest, because society doesn't let them breathe very much.
I hear like on the train when they're talking to their friends, or like when they're at the restaurant and they're laughing and like having a good time, but
Right.
I'm always like, are they actually having a good time?
No, they're not. That's called forced gaiety.
Yeah, so then I want to know what they really feel, what they really think.
You know, do you know the ski? You ever heard of ski? It's the
Like going out?
yeah, it's going out with the knowledge that it's for the company. So you have to, you put on that's when you see them, you know, laughing and sloshing the beer mugs and stuff, and you think, oh, they're having such a grand time.
Wow, that's crazy.
But they're doing that. It's like it's been turned on. Okay, now we're going out for the company. Let's activate our happiness. Yeah.
But then after that, they're like,
turn it right off.
We're so
Yep.
shy and so quiet.
Why was I just doing that?
They go back to work and they pretend like none of it ever happened.
That's right.
Even though right now we're saying like, oh, that's so crazy. Don't you think it's the same as in America?
In terms of forced gaiety,
Not like to that
people-
extreme.
Okay.
But people pretending.
Yeah. If you gotta, I don't know. Some people. What's that? I'll give you a classic example of that. The word that's out there now. Everybody's using it. Turn up. Let's turn up.
Yes.
That's a type of forced gaiety. Like, look, I'm turning up for the sake of turning up. I'm gonna go put some money on these bottles. You know what I'm saying? We gonna go get the VIP room, and look, that's what you want to do. Then do that. You know, hey, I'm not saying don't do it, but I'm just saying that, you know, it's almost like a trend in a sense.
Yes. And it's like people look at Japan and like, oh, they're so like conservative and quiet, or people who know about the Honne Tatemae, like, oh, they always like hide their feelings. But I feel like that's how everyone in the world is. Maybe here it's to an extreme, or maybe in a different way.
Right.
But really in America, it's like people are like that. Like maybe people are more open saying, oh my gosh, I hate my job or something. But they're still just talking about their job. They still only talk about the socially acceptable things. They still go to the club and pretend to be, yeah. So back to the whole thing, why are people wearing masks?
Right.
Like, why do people feel the need to do that? And it's a universal problem.
Yeah, it's well, it depends on the society you live in, right? And the society tells us that this is normal, and this is what we should be doing. And if you're not doing that, then you're a social outcast, or an alternative lifestyle, or a nerd, or you know, you can even be, you know, bullied for like, that's right. Right. And you know, tell you, the reason I like Shamir is because she doesn't subscribe to that. She does what she wants to do, and that's awesome. And I'm like, you know, how many people, regardless of what society tells you, this is what you're supposed to be like if you're this, and especially you're not even gonna get into race or color, but if you're this race or this color, or if you're born in this, or this, you're supposed to be doing these things, and she just jumped over every one of those hurdles.
So did you.
Yeah, it kind of took me some effort though, but you did it like it was Olympic practice.
Yeah, I guess in America that would be the thing. Like in Japan, everybody's Japanese, but in America, there's different races, so you're all expected to be the stereotype or whatever. So we have our own form of Honne
And Tatemae. Yeah.
Do you think living here has made you more subscribing to those things when you're with Japanese people? You're like, okay, well, I'm with these people, so I kind of have to be this way.
Yeah, no, yeah, kind of, in a sense, in the sense that, and it's, for me, it's very shallow, it's very surface. Like, I'll do that for a certain time, or for a certain situation, but it won't, but there's a very shallow, thin limit to it. That means if someone taps on a point that disagree with, or something that I'll immediately take that mask off and be like, look, no, I was playing with y'all a minute ago, but now it's about to get deep. So, and I'll do it for the surface, but the moment they hit a nerve, you know, the Red Riding Hood, the wolf come right out.
Yeah, I think that's how it was at my last job too. Like, I tried to be like, okay, I'm happy today, but when they would do things that I didn't like treating me badly or whatever, I couldn't keep pretending. Like, you know. So, like, I can do it if it's good, but if it's like not helping the situation, I'm not gonna keep pretending.
Right. And that's the limit. That's what I call it, the limit. Like, yeah, it has to be that. But see, they don't have that limit.
Yeah.
You can keep pushing and pushing and pushing. They'll totally disagree and totally be like, no, I there's no way I would ever do that. But they'll do it.
Have you met any Japanese people that absolutely don't do it? They're always themselves.
Yeah, I met one guy. He's actually my father's friend. God, I cannot remember his name. But this guy went to Africa. He went and traveled in Africa, got beat up. And you know, he had all kinds of stuff happen to him, and as a result of that, it changed him.
Well, what about, have you met any Japanese people who pretty much lived here their whole lives, and were like completely different? They didn't do the tatemae. No. And there's something that you gotta keep in mind, and that is, no matter how extensive their travel, no matter how many connections they have, if they were born here, they're still Japanese, and that'll come up. You know what I mean? I'm saying, like, if, for example, now I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I'm saying that Japan is much broader than we can really perceive. It's like it's really a system, and everybody is connected in that system. And so, because they're connected, yeah, they can go out and they can have these experiences, and they can wear those experiences, and they can display them to you know, relatively high degree. But when the system trumps their individual desire, like all their experiences,
when the system calls, they respond. And that's how it works. It's like a video game. You know, the video game tells the characters what to do. You're operating a controller, so you're moving around and stuff. But any other character in that game is operated by the system, and they'll do what the system tells them to do.
Yeah.
You might be able to tweak one or two of the characters by sharing some experiences with them and watching them do things that the other characters wouldn't do. But when the system calls, they respond.
So, like what we were saying earlier, like, I think it's the same in America, like everywhere in the world. So you think that it's not the same?
No. I think, well, I think it is the same. I think it's just an extreme here. I think it's a heightened version of that.
Yeah, I feel like it's the same as in America. Like what you said, it's just more extreme here.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, they always try to cover up everything, make things look happy, and like everything's okay all the time. Go into an arcade, the music's really loud, everything's all colorful, there's cute stuff everywhere. But really, you feel the depression, you feel like the people's true, you feel like the aura, I guess, of the people, that it's not happy.
Right.
It feels depressing. I was telling my friend even, like, when I think of Japan, I think of gray.
Yeah, hey, I agree with you. 100%. I agree with you. Gray is the color. And it's not just because the sky is usually like that either.
Yeah, it's like the atmosphere is gray. It's not even, like, when I used to live in Denmark, and I thought of gray, but I thought of gray, light blue, silver.
Okay.
But here I think of gray. Gray. Even when it's sunny, even when there's all these colorful things around, I think of gray.
Mm.
And I'm not trying to say like Japan is a bad place.
Because it's pretty awesome.
Place. Yeah, it's like
awesome,
really
like,
fun.
Oh, that's gonna come on in a minute.
Okay. It's like, I love living here. I have no complaints. There's nothing that I don't feel bad living here, but I still feel that gray thing, like a weight or like heaviness or something. And yeah, so I guess that's a different topic for another
It
day,
is.
which we will probably cover next time.
But it won't be a gray day. It'll be a great day.
Yeah. But yeah, so what do you guys think about Honne and Tatemae, and like leave your comments below and everything like that. And yeah, so if you'd like to see more videos or something, like different topics, just like let us know.
And we'll be dropping them.
Yeah, and if you want to like follow us on social media or something, subscribe to the channel if you'd like. And yes,
this is Shamir. I'm Merlin Martin.
Merlin Martin. Okay.
And Zelda.
Okay. Yeah, so thanks for watching.
Thank you. See you in the future.